5 unexpected dangers of self-doubt. Self-doubt is just crippling, You've got to get over that. And I'll talk a little bit about how. As one of the greatest obstacles that hinders humans from fulfilling their dreams, self-doubt is what almost all of us struggle with at some point in our lives. Dozens of experts have written widely on how to overcome this scourge, and philosophers have thousands of quotes on self-doubt attributed to their names. This shows the extent to which self-doubt has become a pervasive issue for humans. If you're battling with that persistent voice, the one that keeps telling you how things could go wrong, how you may not have worked it out right, then you're dealing with self-doubt. Self-doubt can be dangerous to your overall wellness. It is not only physiologically harmful, but also harmful in terms of living productively with emotional and spiritual wellness. The following are some of the dangers of self-doubt you should know about. I believe if you discover how self-doubt contributes to most of the productivity-related issues we face at work and in life, finding the voice to say no to it won't be as hard. Number 1, self-doubt weakens your self-will. Self-will is still one of the strongest gifts we inherited from God. Being able to determine what we want or do not want something, being able to go ahead with our decision is not an ability of all creatures enjoy. Where self-doubt becomes really dangerous to your self-will is when it makes you seek encouragement or an excuse for why you can't still move forward or why you're not able to accomplish a goal. The problem with seeking encouragement is it makes you lose your self-esteem. Most of the bravest and most of the most successful people today needed no one to encourage them. In fact, most had no one to do so. Giving excuses, on the other hand, makes you embrace failure, which ultimately crushes your self-will. If you're looking for a reason to kill that self-doubt, think of how it could damage your self-will. Self-doubt breeds procrastination. Terrible. Could self-doubt really be the reason the majority of people procrastinate? Procrastination may seem harmless at first, but when self-doubt begins to creep in and you're consistently considering starting that first paragraph later, then you'll begin a long cycle of procrastination that will prevent you from getting anything done. Hesitation is one of the grandchildren of self-doubt. When people are hesitant about doing something, they procrastinate until they miss out on that opportunity and find an excuse to justify themselves. It also opens you up to regrets and self-pity. When you fail at something, it's natural to feel emotional about it. The emotional feelings often associated with failure include fear, disappointment, regret, pain, and anger. However, many have mastered how to turn these emotions into their strengths, and it helps them to move forward. Self-pity and regret will do the opposite. By giving room for self-doubt, you'll only allow the two least helpful emotions that follow failure to take control. Regret will make you wish you hadn't started, and self-pity will prevent you from moving ahead. To prevent self-doubt from keeping you stagnant, fight it and prevent it from breeding other low emotions such as regret and self-pity. Self-doubt kills personal growth, and this is really dangerous. Self-doubt prevents us from experiencing personal growth. We often experience our greatest moment of personal growth and fulfillment when we give ourselves the freedom to pursue that which we desire without the fear of failure or worries over what other people might think about us. When you begin to doubt your ability to achieve your dreams and fulfill your desires, you're constantly preventing yourself from experiencing growth. It hinders creativity. Creativity is one of the greatest natural resource tools we as humans can always tap into. It's what helps us to create the most precious things we admire and work hard to achieve our dreams. It's what helps us to design a way out of unfavorable situations. But self-doubt will effectively shut down our ability to think creatively. Self-doubt makes you question the rationality behind your ideas and prevents you from being bold enough to show your most creative ideas. At worst, it makes you totally unable to see a way forward in tricky situations. Doubt is a part of being human, folks. This is a normal experience that we'll face as we navigate through the several stages of our lives, but it should not be given the power to determine our success. By recognizing the dangers of self-doubt, we can fight its ill effects more easily. Now, how do you overcome self-doubt? In my experience, I've experienced that, especially when I was younger. I was very shy. I was introverted, and I doubted whether I could do certain things. And the one thing that I realized that allowed me to, eradicate that self-doubt is a commitment to personal development. This happened to be about 1979 is when I really started to focus on personal development. I started to read all the right kinds of books, whether it's leadership or people skills or time management or, mental toughness, and all the different things I've read over the years, 1,500 plus books that I've read on personal development, and the countless numbers of audio programs I've purchased and listened to over and over, and all the seminars I went to. I just immersed myself because I wasn't sure I could do it. I mean, I came from a background where nobody was successful. I come from a large Catholic Mexican family, and I have 6 brothers and sisters and a huge number of cousins and aunts and uncles and all that sort of thing. And not a single person in my extended family ever was successful. Not one person ever went to college, and not one person ever started their own business and was successful in business. Everybody worked jobs, construction, etc., but nobody was successful financially. I mean, really successful. They survived like most people do, but they were not. There was no examples of success. So of course I had some doubt as to whether I could be successful. So when I started to read all the right kinds of books and read about successful people, especially many, I read hundreds of autobiographies of successful people, I found one thing: all of them had problems along the way to becoming successful. They all had tons and tons of challenges, but the one thing that they did all have in common is they persevered through all of it. They just kept going. They didn't let that stop them. And through reading those books and listening to those tapes and going to seminars, I realized that having challenges and feeling doubt is part of the human condition. But the key is to keep persevering through it, to be persistent, to be relentless, to keep going after what you want, knowing full well you're going to have challenges, but that you can overcome all those challenges. All those challenges that you're experiencing right now, you can overcome them. May not be easy, may be tough as heck, may make you feel super uncomfortable, but you can do it. Everybody can. And the ones that win big, that's what they do. That's what they have in common. It's not that they're the smartest. They're not like brilliant, high IQ people. Most of the people I know that are really successful, they're not dumb, but they're not geniuses either. They're just regular people that are passionate about what they're trying to do, and they just never let up. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to start working on yourself, growing all the skills and knowledge that you can. Grow them, get better. As you get better, as you grow, you're going to start feeling more confident, and that doubt is going to become smaller and smaller. There's always going to be a little doubt, but the one thing that winners do, they feel the doubt and they do it anyway.